In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a driver's side caliper on your Toyota Tacoma. This will be located behind the front wheel. Let's get started. Using a 21mm socket, remove the 6 lug nuts. Remove the wheel. Remove the 2 clips out of the back of the pins. Using a pair of pliers. Using a hammer and a punch, we're going to pull these pins out. Depending on how corroded they are is going to depend on how hard they are to come out. These can get quite stuck. Grab the pins with a pair of pliers, work them around and pull them out. Remove the spring clip, pull one of the sides out and pull out the spring. Using a small pick, we're going to pull these pads halfway out. Just go back and forth working them out. Once we have our pads about halfway out, we're going to install a bleeder bottle onto our bleeder screw. Using an 8mm wrench, open the bleeder screw. I'm going to grab the pads at the back and squeeze them with our bleeder screw open. You'll see the fluid draining into our bottle as we compress the caliper. As you're compressing, you want to do this nice and slow. You don't want to just grab it, yank it all the way back. Once you're done pushing the caliper back, close the bleeder screw. Remove the bleeder hose and bottle. Make sure your bleeder screw is tight. Remove the brake pads. Using a 17mm socket, remove the 2 caliper bolts. We're going to remove the line off the back of the caliper. Once the line is off, we're then going to take off our second caliper bolt. We will quickly take off the old caliper, install the new one, get one bolt started, and then get the line back into the new caliper. Before starting this, be sure you have a collection bucket under you. When we take out this line, there will be fluid coming out. Using a 10mm, we're going to remove the line out of the caliper. Remove the caliper, install the new caliper, pull the plug out of it, get one of the bolts started to hold the caliper, and get the line started. If you can spin this fitting by hand, I highly recommend getting it started by hand before using a wrench. You don't want to cross thread this. Get the fitting nice and snug. Torque the brake line fitting to 11 foot-pounds. If you can't get a torque wrench on it, do the best you can. Remove the clips out of the pins. Remove the pins out of the caliper. Snug the bolts down. Torque the caliper bolts to 91 foot-pounds. We're going to take our pads and a bit of grease, and we're just going to go on the edges, just top and bottom. You want to do a very light skim coat. The pad with the squealer is going to go on the inside. Install it into the caliper. Do the same thing on the outside. We're going to put a light skim coat of grease on our pins. It was a little thick, but as we put it in, some of the grease will come off. Install it into the caliper. Wipe away any excess. Do the same thing on the bottom pin. We're going to install the spring clip. Install the two top arms. Push the spring in. Take your greased pin, slide it through the pad and the spring. Fully install the pin. Install the clips for the pins. Remove the bleeder cap. We're going to install a bleeder bottle onto our bleeder. We're going to open it up. We're going to wait for a steady stream of fluid to be coming out with no bubbles. At that point, we'll close down our bleeder. Now that we have a steady stream of fluid coming out of our hose with no bubbles, we're going to close down our bleeder screw, get it nice and snug. Remove our bottle, wipe the area. You could use some parts cleaner, wipe it all off. You want to get away any of the wetness so it'll be easier to find a leak if you have one. Install the bleeder cap, remove the lug nut. Install the wheel, get the lug nuts started. Snug down the lug nuts. Torque the wheels in a star pattern to 85 foot-pounds. We'll go around one more time. And you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.